Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Somebody needs to tell Big Rude the worst thing he can do is attack somebody with a mic. I mean, look, you ain't said nothing but a word. They can hear you from my mic. All right, I'll turn your mic on. What you got?
I'm just saying.
What you got?
You coming at me like
I'm just saying.
like
I
you
mean,
the man.
He got that hat on too tight.
I'm not trying to say I'm the man, but what I will say is that you not.
Hey, that's the problem.
I mean,
I am the man.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J.
Better remember that, son.
Big Rule, I'm telling you.
What?
We know that you in a bad mood because of what happened
I'm not in a
yesterday,
bad mood. That's the messed up part about it. I'm in a great mood.
But I'm telling you, man, you're not going to come up in here and criticize the music.
I'm not criticizing me. I just said I didn't know what that was. You should have played Georgie Porgy or something like that.
How you going to not know I cram to understand you, man? How you going to not know MC Light?
Man, nobody asked you charisma.
That is the best song
Did I ask you
has.
for your opinion?
I love that song.
Well, you can love that all you want, but I ain't asked you for your opinion.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We got a call.
Yeah.
We got a call on the line. We got Terry on the line. Terry, where you calling from?
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Ain't nobody.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you guys?
We're doing fabulous. Thank you for calling. What you want to get in on tonight?
Well, I understand that you guys are talking about the situation with the sperm donor and the gay couple.
Yes.
How he now has to pay child support.
Yes. What's your comment?
Yeah, I didn't hear what your opinion was earlier, but I remember saying that when we oppose the rights of other people just based on their groupings or whatever our discrimination, thoughts are, ultimately it ends up hitting us in the behind. Like, it's going to affect other people. So in this case, what I see is, these two parents, even though they're gay, they're parents. They want to raise this child. This person donated sperm and opted out of anything to do with the child, and now he has to pay child support because of the law of the land, because it's not legal for them to do it, or they didn't do it the right way. So I really think we need to stop, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, we just need to stop opposing civil rights for other groups of people, because we, look at how long it took African Americans just to have civil rights in the United States. I mean, and when people stump their Bibles and say, well, the Bible says this, well, guess what? They use the same excuse for slavery. Everything that was done in slavery, they used the Bible for.
Absolutely.
So I don't think we should turn back the hands of time and say next to people they don't deserve, rights to be married. They don't deserve rights to have children or to do the things they do because they want to be families too. I don't think we need to do that. And now, unfortunately, this father has to go to court or whatever he has to do to try to get out of this. I mean, he's married. He has a wife. He's doing his own thing. I'm quite sure he didn't think this was going to come back to get him. And I don't think it should be his responsibility because he's not raised this child.
Totally agree with you, Terry. We appreciate your contribution. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening to us. Big Rube's going to take your comment. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Ain't no half step with Marcus J.
I guess.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Big Rube, you got a comment for her?
Yeah, Cousin Terry. How you doing, Cousin Terry? But my issue is the law of the land is the law of the land. What would have happened if a person was married to another person and he was sterile and they would have done the same thing to get sperm for his wife so they can have a child? It would have went down the same way. I am not sure this is a situation of them being homosexual. I think the situation is people didn't go to a lawyer and get the stuff checked out because there are a whole bunch of stupid laws in Virginia, such as the most favorite law, missionary is the only way you can have fornication. And anything else is illegal in Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, there's laws that say that if you have sex with socks on, then you can go to jail.
Yeah, so you need to check all that stuff out. I am not saying, I don't think this is a gay rights thing. I think it's they didn't do their homework thing. And that's what Big Rude got to say.
All right, it's time for the Diva Diaries. Ladies, take it away. Y'all own Ain't No Hashtag with Marcus J for the rest of the segment. They clapping fingers, y'all. What they got?
They clapping on snapping. So you know what? We get everybody tonight.
Here we go. The Diva Diaries. And here's your girl, Author Charisma.
Thank you. That was an awesome introduction. I loved it. I'm going to use that as my soundbite. I love it.
Get it, girl.
10%. I don't know about that, but thank you.
Make sure you get that on paper.
My friend and cousin. All right, I'm going to start the segment with a letter. Part of the Diva Diaries is letters, and this one reads, Dear Dating Diva, I met a guy about 4 months ago. We started dating about 2 months ago, and I'm really beginning to like him a lot. The problem is, I'm not sure he likes me the same way, especially after we became intimate. He has really been distant lately. To make matters worse, I just found out he had a heart attack 2 days before we had sex. They're making me laugh at very serious things here. I'm sorry. 2 days before we had sex for the first time.
He had a heart attack.
He had a heart attack. I confronted him about not telling me about his condition, and he minimized the issue by saying it wasn't a big deal. He had them before in the past.
Wait a minute. This man got a weak ticker. How
Yes.
old is old dude?
And he's in the military, just sidebar there.
They ain't kick him out yet?
I guess not. He told me the reason why he
I'm
did
coming
not.
to join you, Elizabeth.
I did not share the information is because he likes keeping people in the dark. He is a nice guy and I really like him. Should I leave him alone or continue to date him and see if things change?
Who wants this one first?
I want this one first. No, I want this one first.
Everybody. No. We got
confused.
we got the ladies. Ladies first.
Corey?
Ladies.
Put that hat back on the floor and watch what happens to
Oh,
it.
that was neat. Okay, for real. I just got. Sorry, I can't even get it out. Okay, this is very easy.
Really?
Very easy. Become his beneficiary and wait. I'm done.
Wow.
Big Road.
I mean,
Heartless.
I guess my thing about this whole thing is just because he's had a couple heart attacks, I mean, he has obviously been able to do what he needs to do in the bedroom. I mean, I don't understand what's that. I understand that you're worried about him. I get it, but everybody has some sort of a problem. His problem is he just has heart attacks. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm not trying to be.
You don't think that's relevant, though?
Do I think
to the
that's relevant?
relationship?
Big Rube, you act like that's just him getting shingles. I
Well,
mean,
that's-
heart
but
attack,
that's-
shingles. That's
but
two
that's-
totally different things,
But
brother.
that's the way the letter sounded. He said, well, yeah, he had one a couple days ago before I had sex with you, and then I've had him every often. He's obviously cool with it. I mean, my thing is, I understand if you feel like you don't need to marry this man or you need to get a life insurance policy, I understand. But if you're going to sit here and leave this dude because he happens to have a heart attack every now and then, but he comes back, I mean, it's... I'm not trying to be funny, but it's like one of those things like, yeah, dude, you got a mole on your back of your neck. I don't know if I can date you no more.
No, that's way deeper, man.
But that's the way the letter sounds.
They're
if he's
having
gonna,
sex.
Okay.
Sex and heart attacks don't really mix that well.
So now
unless you use Viagra.
But she likes this dude.
That'll cause a heart attack. What
No,
are you talking about?
Viagra is actually a heart medicine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
she
you using it to have a heart attack.
But
See what happens.
she says she likes this dude. Then you work through it. If you want to be with him, you got to work through it. If you can't deal with that, then yeah, you need to roll out.
This is point
this
number
what she-
2.
hold on.
But before we move
he
on,
never told you.
We got a caller. I just want to say one thing. She need to go ahead and get one of them things that they have walking through the mall and put that over there on the bedroom wall so she can go ahead and resuscitate him when he
A
when he has
defibrillator?
an attack.
Yeah, all right. Enough of the silliness, because this is a real serious situation. I want to
It
get it.
is.
I want
It
to handle it in a serious way. But before we do that, we got a caller on the line. The caller's a friend of the show. We love him. He's my brother, my partner, my friend. We got Jay Grizzy on the line. What's up, brother?
Not much, brother. What's up, family?
We doing well, man. You want to get in on this one, man?
Yeah, I want to get on a serious tip. I mean, don't they make what they call a ticker for their heart? What is it?
Pacemaker.
Exactly. So, to the letter that was right there. Hey, let's see. Anyway, to the writer of this letter, my point would be, first of all, why you giving up the goods so fast? You dated them for 2 months, and you should be more worried about y'all moving too fast as opposed to. I mean, yes, his health is a concern. Are you worried about he's not going to live long enough to be able to date you or to see past the immediate future? But I think it's too soon to be really, I mean, that's his business. I mean, if he had a heart attack and he said, hey, it ain't no big deal. And then the second thing I picked up off the letter was he liked to keep things in the dark. He kept you out of the loop in that. I mean, 2 to 4 months of dating, maybe it won't none of your business. You know, honestly, you know, in my personal opinion, when I listen to the letter, so, you know, my advice to the young lady is, or hopefully she's young, she might be older, hopefully if he got a heart attack, but, you know, hey, take your time. It ain't no rush, you know, especially when you're dealing with some, like, you know, heart attacks and relationships and stuff like that. I'm going to hang up and listen to the rest of the show. Much love, y'all.
We appreciate
Thank
it,
you,
man.
Jay Grizzy.
Grizzy, we got a lot of love for you, brother. Thank you so much for calling. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus, Jay. Charisma.
Well, he just made my second point that she feels like she really likes the guy, but he likes to hide things. He don't want to tell you he has a heart condition, and you guys are getting busy. I mean, come on now.
Well, maybe he in shape.
All right, here's my thing. Here's my thing on it. I mean, medical history like that, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, anybody that's seen Private Benjamin, you know that when it goes down, it can go down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
It stops.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, and your heart is, I mean, I don't want to get graphic here, but I mean, if you got a heart problem and you doing that, you know, you are, especially if you got a bad ticker anyway,
Yeah.
it could go down. And I don't know that would be something that I would hold on to if it was me.
Well, and I guess to rebuttal that, I understand why he didn't, because, what's up, girl? I like you. I might have a heart attack at any time. I got medical issues. All right, peace out. I mean, that's how it goes, you know. So yes, he risked a lot to have sex with her. To me, that means, hey, I risked my life to have sex with you. I really like you.
Whatever.
I mean, but real talk. I mean, how you gonna come out after a third or fourth date, be like, yo, I had 3 heart attacks in the last year? You're gonna be like, peace out.
That's important. It's not like you're telling her you have an STD. You might drop. Well, you might drop dead from either one of them.
I mean, but I'm saying you can't, you know. But she likes him. If she likes him, then they talk about it and they work it out.
Okay, but let me tell you real quick. I think really what we missed and what I'm looking at is when she said that after they became intimate, that he became distant. So right there, forget the tickle part. He wasn't even interested after he got the booty duty. After the 2 months, he's probably thinking, I got it, so there's nothing else to wait for. So
That's
in
very
Jay's
possible.
Grizzy going back to saying, you know, why are you going, you know, moving so fast? You know, you just got the good.
But what is
2
too
months.
fast? How many months? How many days is too fast?
Well, apparently 2 months is too fast for him if he got it, and now he's distant. Now
Well,
he has
maybe,
heart issues.
I mean,
I
maybe
mean, that actually, you know, that's a good point. I'm glad, Lisa P, that you brought that up, because we've been so focused on the fact that he may have had this bad heart. Maybe the fact that he already made love to her and now he ain't trying to talk to her, that might be the angle that we need to be looking at.
And does he really have a heart condition?
Exactly. That may have been the getaway.
Is he just saying that just to
Gotcha.
get out of the relationship?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time
Ain't
for
nobody
that.
got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for
All
that.
right, Ruben, you enjoying that, ain't you?
I mean, you know, I do what I gotta do.
Yeah, it is what it is.
To my
Ain't-
fans.
Ain't no hashtag Marcus. Yeah, get down with us. 804-447-0601, 804-447-0601 to be part of the discussion. And going backwards a little bit, but Desiree Monique is hitting us up on the child support question that we had. I think it's fair to make the person pay child support when he was just trying to help someone to have a child. They're going to make it hard for other people out there who want to do the same thing. So she's saying that it's not fair. I'm sorry, I misrepresented
okay.
her.
I was
She's
about
saying
to
that
say,
it's not
yeah.
fair
Yeah, she about to
for
get
them
it.
to do that. So so that's her comment. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Dating pool diva. Do we have anything more that we want to do on that last question, or do we want to move on to the next one?
We can move on to the next hot
All right,
topic.
what we got? Actually, before we do that, before we go on to the next topic, why don't you tell the Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J listeners, particularly the ones locally, what's going on this Saturday and what you're going to be doing?
Okay, this Saturday I'm going to have one of my dating pool love revolution events. Is going to be throughout the year. Hopefully every month I'll be able to hit a different topic. And this month's topic is New Year, New Connections. We're going to be at the Island Bar, Bistro Bar and Grill, and that's January 12th, this Saturday from 4 to 7 at 1726 East Main Street in Shockoe Bottom. So hopefully you guys can come out, check it out. We're going to have all kinds of games and fun activities, and also get into some serious, deep relationship issues.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Marcus J
Yeah.
will be in the building for that event. I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy to be there with the Dating Pool Diva and assist in any way that I can. I'm hoping to see my crew there. I'm hoping to see the local Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J listeners there to participate. The last time we had an event like that, it was fun. It was informative. We met some good people there. We had a lot of good dialogue. Single people are invited. Married people are invited. Anybody is invited. Young people, old people. I think at the last event that I was at, Charisma, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had widows. We had 2 widows there.
Divorcees.
We had divorcees. We had married people. We had single people, and we had people who ain't have time for that. So.
Probably want to keep it 18 plus though, because of the content.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, I ain't
12-year-olds don't come
I mean, some people might bring their kids, but that might not be a good idea.
If you ain't been to a prom, you probably shouldn't call.
Got your kids.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Dating Pool Diva. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay, we have a hot topic. Do you have a song for that?
Hot topics by the Dating Pool Diva Charisma.
That was nice. Yeah, we're gonna record. We're going to the studio with that. All right. A large percentage of black women are now single. I don't have the exact number, but it's a large percent. There are many factors that may contribute to this issue, such as career, education, and family obligations. Do you feel independence is the number one reason black women are single, or is the feminist movement the real problem? Now, let me say first, before we answer the question, I got this topic from a YouTube video. It was titled, the number one reason why black women are single is because, they're independent. I made a response video, and you can check that out on my Facebook wall or on the Dating Pool blog. So just to let you know, that's the background on this question.
All right, I guess we're not going to introduce Big Roof, so Big Roof's going to speak.
But, Big Roof. Yeah. I mean,
That's
I'm not a host. I don't know.
I guess
I don't know what to do next.
I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
Sorry.
For those who don't know me, I am African American. I am single, and I am 39 and sexy.
Okay. All
That's
right.
just my opinion, though. No, I mean, honestly, that's a really nice hot topic. I don't know if independence is the number one reason. I think it's more the lack of wanting to join. It's one thing to say a game, say, hey, my game is tight, yada yada yada. Sometimes you gotta S or get off the pot. And I think what's going on is, as a single black man who is single, and I mean, I'm decent. I'm not terrible. I ain't never been to jail, none of that crap. But it's one of those things where, as far as me looking for a black woman, if you're not interested in my outside and inside, because Big Rube is a little large, I mean, you have, it's like some women have a prototype that if you're not this, or this, okay, you're out. Well, great. I mean, I'm not 6 foot tall. I'm not 200 pounds. I don't have a chiseled body. But, if I don't got none of that, I'm out. And I think the situation is, it's one thing to like certain things, but no man is perfect. You're never going to find a perfect guy, black man, white man, whatever. The situation is, you have to love people for people. If you don't attempt to love people for people, then nobody's going to like you, because you're not going to put out the same energy that other men want. And as a single black man, I don't want to be single. I would love to find a great black woman to spend my life with. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and just be a number in line. That's not happening.
I think anytime we start saying that there's the number one reason for why people are single, I think you run into a problem, because everybody's situations are different. There's a lot of reasons. I mean, you first of all, you can go with biology, and you can go with the fact that there's more women than men. Physically, biologically, there are more women than men. And then you look at the community and you'll see that there are a lot of reasons for why black men have been taken away. You know, you got some of them that are not physically available, whether it be because they're incarcerated, whether it be because they're gay, whether it be because they're
already married.
You know, there are a lot of reasons for that, which is the reason why there's a large number of women that are seeking comfort for men outside of the race. That's their choice if they choose to do that. As far as, you know, that being the number one reason, I just don't think that you can go there. I don't think that you can point out for what there would be as a number one reason. Everybody's situation is different.
I don't think there's a number one reason. And actually, it's kind of funny that you brought that up because at 3 a.m., I was watching, I guess it's Ayanna Fix My Life or something like that. And it had, and it had 300 single women on there. And they had 50 single men in the back listening. And basically, she had a woman stand up in front of a man. I think it was just a producer or whatever. And it's basically the questions she had her ask for instance, she said, what's one thing that you want from him? She said, I want to know if he can love me the way I love him. And she was like, okay, take a step back. And then the questions that she had for him, like, is he going to be able to provide for me financially? She said, okay, take a step back. All those things basically that we're saying has nothing to do with them, you know? So basically it's getting to know someone. And one thing she said was to smile at everybody you see. You know, you don't have to carry on a conversation, but just smile. Just show that you're happy. Show that you're accepting, you know. But and it's like Marcus J said, it's not one thing because there's different situations for different people. But I think we look so much into stuff, especially single women, of what we want that we lose the actual point and the focus of, you know, what we really want. Do we really know ourselves enough to go out there and want that? And are we being too independent? Because for real, I don't care what woman said. Y'all can call up here all day long or meet me at the comedy club. Every woman needs a man. I don't care what they say. Every woman needs a man. And that's, So, I mean, like I said, it's not one pinpointed thing, but I feel like if we get too much into what we want, we'll lose out a lot. So
also, I feel like unnecessarily, I think unnecessarily, and on an accident, some women have become their stereotypes because, you know, the biggest stereotype for men is we sleep around, we're unfaithful, you know, liars, whatever. The stereotype for women, they're the female dog word. They're so possessive, you know. They ain't got time for nothing, you know. If it's not them, if it's not gold digger, if it's not them, it's me or nothing else, you know, all that kind of crap. And like you said, a lot of women in general don't smile. And if you don't smile at me, I'm not even looking at you because I don't got time for that. Straight up.
Yeah, I run into that. I mean, I know somewhat off the subject, but you know, I'm a friendly person by nature, and I find myself speaking to strangers, you know, all the time. And, you know, I'll see a sister, say, hey, sister, how you doing? And I would say probably 1 out of 3 of them will respond. Some of them might say something back. Some of them might roll their eyes. Some of them might not say anything.
They think they're too good for you.
Some of them might engage in a conversation. But, you know, my thing is if someone speaks to me, it don't matter what they look like. If they old, they young, they male, they female, I typically will respond the way I'm approached. And I'm not trying to make this about sisters being some kind of way because that's not what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. But, you know, to kind of address what you said, you know, because we talked about this months and months and months ago on the show. Yeah. You know, I did a study, my own little personal study, and I approached like 10 ladies in a couple of day period, and like only 1 or 2 of them even responded back. I wasn't trying to holler. I was just saying hello. You know what I'm saying?
As an independent woman myself, and I'm saying independent financially, I'm not saying independent like I don't need a man. I'm saying that I'm able to sustain myself without a male's paycheck. As that type of person, well, I haven't for 15 years now that I've been on my own. But anyway, I'm saying that as an independent woman, most of us have a certain stereotype about us that rings true. We're usually busy. We usually are about getting our stuff done. And if you catch us at the wrong time, like I'm rushing to a meeting, I don't have time to speak to you, unfortunately. You know, you may not be able to stop me and give me that phone number or that conversation. Even if I might be attracted, I might not even see you. I might whiz past you and not even see if we're attracted to each other.
I think personally, the word independent has automatically is used to put you in a different category. Like, you know, oh, I'm independent. Well, I'm in a different category. I'm a different league than you.
But I'm saying that
because
I'm
men
not
never
that
throw
type
around
of
men
woman.
never throw around the word independent because first of all, for what?
But I'm making a definition in the sense of I'm independent in the way that I can take care of myself. Not I'm independent. I don't need no man.
But the problem is when you say independent, you automatically throw up a wall.
But that's your problem, not mine.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with that because, you know, independent sometimes is used as a word that kind of puts you on a different level than what you are.
Yeah.
You know,
It just means I'm taking care of my business, like you taking care
But
of
you
yours.
can you can say I'm taking care.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
ain't got to add nothing to it.
Because that
You know,
makes it from the man's perspective, I think. I think that not that it makes a male feel less of a male if you say that to them, but they be like, "Well, daggone sister, I didn't ask you if you was independent."
Yeah.
I think you
I
should
got a
see
job
what you can
too.
do.
What?
You know, you can you can say you're independent and not have to tell it. Show 'em.
Okay, let me defend myself. I'm saying that to you guys. I don't go to just a random dude on the street. Guess what? I'm independent. I'm an independent sister. You know what I mean?
But sister, the problem is you don't say it, but your body says it for you.
Yes, this.
Communications major, body says it for you.
yeah, body language. You know, the whole thing is though.
And
the
dudes
whole,
read body language.
You know, the whole independent lady thing.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is a stereotype and has a negative connotation to it. And I don't think that you need to tell me that you're independent for me to just be around you and see it. You know, and I think Big Rube, you make the point that, you know, dudes don't do it. Obviously, the rules are somewhat different for ladies versus men, and that's okay. But I don't need you to tell me that you're independent when, you know, if I pick you up from the house and there's only one car in the garage, I can see that you're independent. We don't have to discuss it. I'm independent too. So why we need to have competing independence? And that wasn't even the point that I was making. I mean, the point that I was making is sometimes, I mean, I'm not trying to holler, you know, but if I say hello to you, I think that it's fair for you to respond to me in the same way. That's just, you know, it is what it is. But
People not on that level.
yeah, no, and that's true. You know, a lot of people are not. But for me, it's about being polite, because if I see a brother and I speak to him and he don't respond, I'm feeling the same way about him as I might be feeling about his sister.
And if you
But the
notice,
thing is, you going old school. How many people actually speak? How many kids have respect?
Just because they don't have it doesn't mean it's not the right way to be.
Right, it's not the right way to be. But then, what do you? So you thinking you speaking to these people and they're not speaking to you back? Is
Well,
it's going to change them? Well, maybe they said,
not,
well, this
not
guy
necessarily,
spoke
but
to me, so-
I'll steal a phrase from my brother K Dub. His phrase has been for years since we was kids. Create the world you want to live in. That's the word. That's his phrase. Create the world you want to live in. Maybe he's seen it somewhere or not, but he's always said it. And the way I've always taken that is, you can't look at negativity around you, or what you perceive as negativity, whether it is or not, what you perceive as negativity, and go with it just because it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel as though you feel strongly about the world being a certain kind of way, then you need to be that kind of way in your world. And then you branch out.
Yeah.
And if people around you pick that up and they take that to where they're going, then great. If they don't, that's on them. But you can't sit in your world and say, you know what, I didn't like that, but I didn't do nothing about it, so now I'm mad.
yeah, it's you know, back to the speaking to people point. There, I guess as a male, I can say it as a male. There are many times where I'm walking around, whatever, whether white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, I say what up or get a head nod, and the other male will speak, or they'll give a head nod. I mean, dudes I don't know on the street, and then when I go up to a lady and say, "Hello, how you doing?" I get a look, or I get nothing, or I might get hello.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
Okay, Big Rube, you have a point. But as a single woman, I have had that happen to me. I've spoken to numerous men that I may have found attractive or not. Just, hi, how you doing? They walk right past me like I don't even exist.
So I guess the point.
Yes, they do.
I guess the point
So-
is we do it to each other. Then.
Yeah, we do it to each
Yeah.
other, and it's all kinds of reading minds. And I think I know this person because they're not smiling. I don't smile a lot, but I'm the friendliest person you want to meet.
This is one of the things.
You know what I
that-
mean?
This is one of the things that we should probably talk about when we have the seminar that we're going to be having this weekend. When we talk about male and female relations and how we treat each other, whether it be, interpersonal relationships, indirect relationships, whether I'm trying to holler, you trying to holler, whether it be just us being polite publicly. These are things that we need to discuss in our small little universes, because again, we take these conversations, to our friends who may not be privy. And of course, we got thousands and thousands of people listening to us now, how Steppin with Marcus J. So hopefully they're understanding, or maybe they're checking themselves, and maybe they're understanding how they may have been. It might be a brother right now who's listening to us who had that pretty sister like yourself, who said hello to her, said hello to him, and didn't respond, appropriately. And maybe he is thinking now, what he should, how he should be reacting, going forward. Big Real, I'm gonna give you the last word on this. I got a question from the fan universe that I want to ask as part of the dating pool, Diva Diaries. So I'm not a diva, but I'm gonna interject a question here because I think that this is a good one to kind of get from the panel. Big Real, did you want to say something?
No, go ahead. Go to the question.
Okay. Basically, here's the situation. You are with someone. Maybe you're married, maybe you're not. But you're clearly with someone. That person has some medical challenges. Whether they're the kind of medical challenges that keep them from being able to function or not function or whatever. They've got medical challenges. Would you, and I'm asking the panel and I'm asking the listeners to join us. I know we're going over the time right now. It's 9 p.m. The show is from 7 to 9, but the show's getting too good, and we're not going to stop. We're going to ask this question right now. We're going to take a break. Then we're going to do our rants. So we're going to probably go to anywhere between 9:15 and 9:30. We appreciate everybody who's listening to us tonight, and we appreciate everybody that's hanging with us beyond our normal 7 to 9 time period. But it's a good show. We got a lot of good stuff, and we don't want to stop right now. So anyway, you're with someone who's got physical or emotional, medical challenges. How is it that you hang in there with them? Are you able to do that? Are you going to do that? You're a young person. You're an old person. I mean, regardless. We've seen situations where older people have done it. We're all in this room in our 30s and 40s, which makes us relatively young people. How do we do it? And I'm going to start with you first, Big Rube. What's your thoughts on that, man?
How do you do it? I mean,
not even how do you do it. Are you going to do it?
That's the first question that needs to be answered. Because if you're not going to do it, then you need to roll. Because really, you're wasting a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of feelings and all that stuff. If you are going to do it, then y'all need to sit down and have that talk. Hey, it may be a situation where the other person needs assurance. The other person needs, that extra person. The other person may just need that cheerleader on their team. If you're not willing to do any of that, then you need to go ahead, roll, and be done. Because if you're not being a help, you're a hindrance. And if you can't live with any of that, then, you need to ask for your release. Whether it's you need a divorce or you need to go your separate ways. Yeah, that's going to suck. But when it's all said and done, if you're a partnership, you're a one. And regardless of whatever hurdles you have to go over them together. If you feel like you can't do it, then you need to remove yourself from the equation so that other person can either do it themselves or find somebody who will help them do it, whether it's family or another, person they may fall in love with.
John Banks.
Well, I can tell you like this. I did it pre-marriage, and I've done it post-marriage. Pre-marriage, my friend, for several years, dating her, she was a diabetic. Gone through several kidney transplants and pancreas. So, hey, I was there for her throughout the whole time. As far as marriage, My wife had breast cancer. So, hey, if you care about the person enough, you'll deal with the situation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I could say anything beyond what the fellas have said. I mean, it's a tough situation. You know, you have to decide, you know, once you find out what you're up against, what you're going to do. You know, if you're going to do it, then you need to do it. You know, you can't half do it. You either gonna, I mean, and whether you married or not. I mean, I know your marriage vows say that you're supposed to do it, you know, but at the end of the day, you got to decide if you're going to. You know, if you 25 years old and you get married, and then at 28 you find out the person that you with, you know, has a situation that's going to debilitate them, you know, indefinitely, and you 28 years old and you thinking about having to put the rest of your life on hold for however long it's going to be, that's a decision you got to make. I don't have the answer, unfortunately, because I'm not in that situation, and I can't sit here and tell you what I would do because I'd be faking. You know, I've had a conversation with Mrs. J, like, for real. I don't have no kind of shame in saying that if something happened to her tomorrow and she gone, I'm too young and handsome to be by myself. It just ain't going down like that. It is what it is. I'm just going to keep it real. And hopefully she's not mad if she's listening. If she is, then I guess I had to deal with it when I go home. But in all seriousness, it just is what it is. It's unfortunate, but you got to decide what you're going to do. Don't half-ass it, though. If you're going to do it, then do it 100%. If you're not going to do it, then make it plain up front and then roll out. It's just what it is. And that's not, you know, may not be the best advice, but that's the best that I can give. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. We're going to leave it there. We're going to take our final break of the night. We're going to come back with our rants and our closings. Marcus J. Ain't No Half Steppin'. Be back in a minute.
This is Tay, repping the Dirty Jers, and when it comes to getting real talk on sports and what's going on in the world, I tune in to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J on globalscaleradio.net.